Wow. I can't believe it's almost summer, Coach Tony. It's coming.
As they say, it's right around the corner.
I know. And I'm excited about what the new films are going to be. I feel like it's not a lot, but definitely there's something for everyone. Streaming, basketball enthusiasts, and then, of course, people that remember the franchise that started 29 years ago with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Are you
Oh, yeah,
ready?
that's real tough. Of course, me, a basketball enthusiast, I'm having a great time because tonight, do you know what tonight is, Val?
What's tonight?
Tonight is the kickoff of the new WNBA. And the girls are showcasing their talent. So if you're not up on watching WNBA game, let me tell you right now, start to tune in or you're going to get left out.
Mm,
Period.
don't want that to happen, but we're
Just
going
like
to
that.
keep.
You ain't going to tune in, you're going to tune out.
But tune in to this as we get started. It is Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesday. Get started right now. It's Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. And of course, I am Val the Voice Johnson with your friend, your
Tell us the one
boy.
and only.
That is, I like to call him Coach Tony. You guys know him as the most as we do it. And of course, Key Spot is one of our affiliate sponsors. If you have a small business, share, connect, and grow. Their upcoming networking meeting is this coming Thursday, May 16th. If you want more information, we'll ask Mr. Springer to put that information in the chat. And then, of course, a DJ Saved My Life. The book is
It is. Let's
coming.
go. Let's go.
It's
I'm waiting,
coming. It's
man.
coming.
It's like
And the fun
it's like a snowstorm in Chicago. You don't want to see it, but you're waiting because it's coming.
it's coming soon. And of course, we're excited about it. And the editors, they're wrapping things up with it, of course. And because it's being formatted, Coach Tony, to be a actual book, it's not going to live just in the ebook space. It's going to be a book. So for all who have purchased a book, Mr. Springer, thank you very much. The ebook is going to be released soon, so we're really excited about it. So when it comes out, I'm going to have a book cover release party. That's going to be exciting. So of course, a DJ Saved My Life. Get the ABCs of starting your own podcast. And of course, if you want more practical advice about it, you can do it on patreon.com/interludes, where it's Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice. If you have a podcast you would like to start, especially if you're trying to promote a business or a hobby or anything that you love to do, from knitting to car racing to whatever, I would be able to help along with some other professionals. OMG. But like I said, it's Coach Tony, the place to be. What's up?
I actually love it. I'm gonna just need to be introduced to your producer because I've already got 2.5 chapters written on my man's in them.
Oh my gosh. you keep bringing it up. Do me a favor. Tell me what you had going on this weekend, because of course, this past weekend is Mother's Day weekend. Did everyone enjoy their time with their mothers, or at least a mother? What about you, Coach?
Man, everyone enjoyed their time. Unfortunately for me, this basketball keeps me going, but I made sure I represented the important women in my life that are around me. Of course, I was surrounded by multiple mothers with my AAU program, Moms at Home, Kids Mother, and the whole nine. So I made sure I said hello, made sure I wished everyone a happy Mother's Day. And for those that I did not give the opportunity to wish happy Mother's Day that are on tonight, happy belated Mother's Day, and you do what you do, and you've been doing what you're doing for years, and keep it going because you are blessed and you are needed.
Of course, of course. And you have to let us know where this particular picture was taken, Coach. I wanted to share this with you. What was going on here, Coach, over the weekend?
First of all, I was chilling, like Martin said. We were down in Atlanta playing in the hoop scene, Atlanta Classic basketball, really good. My guys, you remember the old cartoon on Bugs Bunny when the dude came out with Acme Hammer and he said, "How many lumps do you want?" He said 3 or 4.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that. So where was this taken? Where was this taken?
So that was in Atlanta, and it was inside of the Sewanee Sports Complex. I had an opportunity to take that there, and we had the tournament going on in the Atlanta area, and it was really nice. For those of you that are familiar with that, that's in Northeast Georgia, so outside Alpharetta, Roswell area. So had an absolute blast. You see, I was just chilling and cooling right there, Val.
I see that. I see.
And then I
And
got
the
a chance
whole
to bump into a special guest that some people may know too. I hope you put that up there too.
Yeah, I actually am grabbing that picture now, and unfortunately, it did not make the transfer as I was making transfer. That's why I went off screen real quick. In fact,
Oh, okay. I
uh,
had the wonderful opportunity. I'm sitting there, I'm taking the picture that you see me taking the picture right now.
okay.
The brother comes on and said, "Man, you think you looking awfully cool right there, brother? You know what I'm saying? And you're a natural in front of that." I look like, wait a minute, hold up. And then I got him because Val, I went into my other third life, right? My regular life, my coaching life, my podcast life, and then they go my acting life because my man's and them was coming. So I said, let me go into my man's and them role on. If you guys know, and I ain't gonna tell you the name, you're gonna guess it. So I said, he said, "How you doing, brother?" I said, "Shut up. Don't say another word." He looked at me, he said, "Who are you talking to?" I said, "Shut up." I said, "Shut up. Don't say another word." He like, "Oh man, you got me. Boy, come on over here, take a picture with me." None other than my brother Clifton Davis, Pinky from next Friday. Had an opportunity to enjoy the basketball side of the house there in Atlanta. And I had a wonderful opportunity right there to hang out, kick it, and had an opportunity to take a wonderful picture with him. Very
Oh,
cool, brother.
oh,
Very late.
Clifton. I know
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
yeah, that's Pinky, baby. Pinky, baby. So, so
We want
he was, and I told him about the podcast show game and stuff. I don't know if he watched it tonight, but I just want to thank you, my brother, because most people when they get to a certain status, do certain things, they kind of shun people off and do things. And he was just as you see him in the picture, laid back. He was chilling. He was at a basketball event. He wasn't bum rush. He wasn't crowded. He took the time to talk to me. And matter of fact, Val, he even took the extra time. I was telling about my nephew Dimitri, who's part of the Tyler Perry thing going on with Greenleaf and all that. And I showed him the picture. He knew who he was. He's like, "Yeah, I know this young man. I've seen him come up right now." So thank you, Clifton Davis. I'm a big time lover, baby, and all the stuff that you do, man. I appreciate the
Clifton
time.
Powell. Clifton Powell. That's Clifton
That's on my
Powell.
bad.
That's right. And of course, he has won the NAACP award for outstanding actor in a motion picture. He's from Chocolate City, from the DC area,
Chocolate
and
City.
and he is 68 years young.
Young. Still looking like a
No.
friend. Still looking like a young pimp. I was actually, Val, I actually asked him, how can I get my hustle hand on?
I know. I mean,
Look
that's
at it,
so
look at it with
that's
the
so
fresh gear.
amazing.
He had the fresh
Mhm.
gear. He was loaded, chilling for a second. I'm like, my man.
Yeah, because when you were saying I met Pinky and I asked you and I'm like, who did you meet? Oh my gosh! But let's say hello to some folks in in the chat. Wise is looking forward to and my man in them #1 bestseller. And he put a fire emoji for
Hey,
you.
there you go. Hey, Wise, and Wise, I'm gonna come on the Wise. I'm gonna come on your show to talk about it, man. We're gonna discuss it, baby.
Oh my gosh. And of course, a happy birthday. The birthday is today for my cousin and the music producer for Interludes. It is Kendall Nesbitt's birthday. I couldn't get his picture fast enough, but
There you
thank
go,
you so
Kendall,
very
man.
much. Yeah,
We
Kendall is
appreciate you,
one.
man.
That's right. So he a 44 years young. So just still a youngin. I remember 44.
And he's still, and in the words of my boy Marlon, he's still young with Similac behind the ears, still dropping them off your jaws. Man,
Oh my gosh. And of course, I want to say hello to you, Bruce. Thanks for being here on
Bruce, what's
Facebook.
up, baby?
Bruce,
How you been,
did
Bruce?
you say Bruce for real?
Bruce, for real, baby. I ain't seen Bruce out here kicking it with us for a minute. So welcome, man. I'm glad you on tonight.
Exactly. Now, we are going to be talking about a couple of films and TV shows that are going to be streaming very soon. And here's the thing. I hate to say this, Coach. I'm not really inspired by some of the films that have come out, like The Return to the Planet of the Apes. I think that was the film that got released over the weekend. I have no interest in the apes. And I'm assuming you don't either. No,
Nope.
oh. There was another film with Ryan Gosling called The Fall Guy. It did low numbers that got released at the end of April, but I was like, I wasn't happy to.
Here's what's funny about that. The
Okay,
commercial got more airplay than the movie because
I know.
the commercial was hilarious. Did you see the commercial?
I did see the commercial. I love the commercial. It was
Commercial
wonderful.
was
Yeah.
hilarious with the NBA guys and all that. That is hilarious,
Mhm.
you know. So the
Yeah.
commercial was funny, and then the movie. But you have to. I guess Val, this is a perfect example of you cannot remake an older movie when we were around. And I know some of these guys are trying to because the young folks don't know that they were actually around years ago. But The
Mhm.
Fall Guy used to be a great series on TV,
It
right?
was.
And then
Uh-huh.
you turn around and turn it into a movie and you destroyed it. Can't do it.
And this is something I wish that we would learn. What we should do is, like, let's not do anything where you're going to mess up the origin things that happen. So I would rather you not do that. So that should not happen. And of course, I wanted to make sure that I did this very quickly. That's a good thing about working on a faster machine. Okay,
And
here we
I'm gonna tell you about. Do you know what movie they're working on releasing right now? And I'm like, no, please don't.
Mhm.
They're working on releasing the part 2 of A White Man Can't Jump. You can't do
Oh,
that.
it's already come out. No,
Oh,
that's already come out, and
oh,
it didn't do well, and it streamed on Hulu. We talked about it briefly, but I remember slamming it, going, "Oh my
oh,
gosh, that's not good." But here's the thing: we were told about this, and we want to thank Mr. Springer for definitely keeping us in tune with some of the things that are coming to either FX, Hulu, Netflix. It's a plethora of things, because you don't just run to the movie theater. The pandemic, it's made us lazy, and of course we stay home and we stream.
yeah, we
But
did.
this is something where entertainment intercedes with sports, and it is with a series that's going to be hitting FX called Clipped. And so we were going to talk about that because mainly it is basketball.
Do you have
And
the little monologue to show them real quick?
uh because we do not have rights to play
Uh,
the trailer, we will show some digital stills from
I
the
got it.
trailer.
Well, this movie is very instrumental to
It's a
me.
series. It's a
on-
series.
Only
Mhm.
because, well, the series only because it portrays my homeboy from the west side of Chi-Town, none other than Glenn Doc Rivers, who came out of Vazo, and the movie, the series rather, that's coming out. I'm waiting to see if it really portrays the ridiculous situation that the owner, Donald Sterling, got himself into. Now, do you know a lot about the situation and all of that when it went down, Val?
What I kind of remember is there was a woman that the Clippers owner was dating, and she recorded him saying something very racist. And
That
if
was the height. That was when, I guess that's when the tornado hit the ground.
right,
Right? But the
exactly. And
tornado, it's got to form first. Some things got to happen for a tornado to form, right?
hmm And they said that the series clip is based on the ESPN 30 for 30 podcast, The Sterling Affairs, and this is going to be a limited series that charts what happens when there's a collision between basketball dysfunctionally, and then of course even a dysfunctional marriage of the owner. And of course I am sitting here fascinated by this Darnold Sterling, who's going to be played by Ron O'Neal. You guys know him from Married with Children. But
Right.
don't bring black people to my games. And this
You know,
was the racist thing that was recorded, and they said it was heard around the world. A little
so
scary, right?
it was a little deeper than that, Val. And I'm going to actually read that word for word to you exactly what was said, what went down. But let's peel. I like to jump on the barbecue grill, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always grilling with purple onion because the white onion makes the fry, but the purple onion is sweet. It tastes good.
Mhm.
When we put them on our hoagies, you know what I'm saying? We put them on our Italian beef. We got them purple onions rolling. So when Donald Sterling came out, he bought this team, Val, at the time that the Los Angeles Lakers were making their heyday back in 80, 81 with Magic Johnson, and all that was coming out and what they were doing with the Lakers. And they never found themselves a home. They will by next year. So they shared the Staples Center at that time, the Forum and the whole 9 yards, back with Michael Ray Richardson, and not Michael Ray Richardson, but Norm Richardson and those guys when they played with the old school Lakers. You remember
Mhm.
you and I covered the Lakers series that was on TV, really good about the Lakers and how they went through everything. So
Mhm.
fast forward, Donald Sterling dated a young lady right there who she was already of mixed descent, and after getting multiple divorces, Doc Rivers. So let's set it up for everybody. So Doc Rivers, Chicago's own Glenn Doc Rivers, West Side, was and then the coach, who would then be played by none other than my homeboy, Lawrence
Lawrence
Fishburne,
Fishburne.
in the movie.
Woo!
Which between Lawrence and I love him because you gonna get the word MF a couple times. I ain't even seen it. I know you're gonna get it, and because he gonna do what he do. He gonna make it real. And then the situation was in 2014, everything came to a head, Val.
Mhm.
Now let's rewind. Let me ask you a couple of questions before I give it to you. In
Okay.
2014, what was going on in the country? Do you remember?
Now we're talking exactly 10 years ago. Now I know you're going
Correct.
to hit me with the deep question, ladies and gentlemen. What was happening 10 years ago?
Yep.
I was still in New York.
Okay.
Mm, I let's see. I was still working. I was doing a bunch of stuff. So, what was happening in the country? I know some
Major.
things were happening. Pardon me.
Major.
Something major was happening in 2014. Please tell us what was happening major in 2014. I can only think about myself.
So one, President Obama was in the office at the time,
Okay, well, that was normal. Okay.
and then there was the murder of Trayvon Martin. So
Ah,
that
okay.
rocked the country. So the country was starting to get on edge between a lot of tension with black and white at the
Mhm.
time. So out comes Donald Sterling, who's already dating a young lady of a mixed background. So he owned the Los Angeles Clippers, which is going to portray in the series. But through a year and a half time period from 2012, 2013, he started making a lot of racist remarks about the parking attendants. And so he did start with the blacks. He actually started with the Latinos about them parking the cars at the Staples Center, about they were
Mm-mm.
immigrants and they didn't deserve a high paycheck. They were just over here. Many of them probably had green cards. They probably didn't deserve no more than $1 an hour, $2 an hour. Then we're talking about a billionaire. We're talking about this guy was a successful divorce attorney slash real estate mogul in the Los Angeles area in the early to mid 80s. So you know he was making money because at that time the city was going through some changes, right? We're privy about 7 to 8 years prior to Rodney King getting his ass whooped, right?
Okay. Okay.
When he bought the team. So now fast forward, we go through all the 90s, we go through the NWAs, we go through the Dr. Dre's and the Ice Cubes and what happened in LA with the police, with OJ Simpson, right? And then all of a sudden, he decides to get divorced multiple times and date this young lady right there, who he already knows I'm dating somebody that's not of a Caucasian or that race, who she is of multiple descents. So I got to be careful what I say. But he doesn't care because, Val, sometimes money, people that got a lot of money, think they can do and or say whatever they want. So he comes into a situation where he didn't respect her parents. The parents didn't like the marriage. Obviously, she was in it for the money. You can tell the difference in the age. And she started to record him, their phone conversations. And he would get nasty, get down and dirty. So he and the Magic Johnson started to have words. And that's when
Mm-mm.
Magic came on ESPN and national TV and said, Don Sterling does not deserve to have a team. And then everybody started saying, wait a minute, we don't even know what you're talking about, Magic. What's going on? A few weeks later, it comes out. And the exact words through a phone conversation with his then girlfriend was, he said, it bothers me that you want to broadcast yourself hanging out with Black people. Not only do you want to broadcast yourself hanging out with Black people, you want to go on Instagram talking about how you walk with them and you hang out with them, and you talking about other people and friends of yours that sleep with them. Nobody should touch, be with, or sleep with a Black person. That's the most ignoramus thing that an individual who's a human could do in their life. And that kicked everything off. That was the exact statement, quote, for quote. And at that point, now you got 4 people that's underneath him that changed the game. That was Doc Rivers, that Lawrence Fishburne is going to portray.
Okay.
That was Chris Paul, who couldn't take it anymore, who was the focal of the Clippers. Blake Griffin, who was a young superstar just coming out of Oklahoma, and Paul George. So
Mhm.
all this was going on at the time. You got high-priced athletes, and you're still playing in the Staples Center, and you're
Right.
trying to figure it out. So all of a sudden, when David Stearns gave it over to Adam, and Adam just came out, and they went to a vote. And when they went to a vote, the other owners, because when you at that level, Val, you can't just put a man out. They have to be voted, like being a member of the board. The other owners voted him out, said he didn't deserve to have a team, and they voted him out. And then once they voted him out, they put the team up for sale. And do you know who bought the team?
Magic?
No, I wish Magic would have. The current owner from Microsoft, the original Microsoft, Steve
Bill
Ballmer.
Gates? Oh, Steely Bones?
Steve Ballmer, who was with Bill Gates, left
Wow.
Bill Gates' side and decided to turn his shares in with Microsoft, and he bought the Los Angeles Clippers. How successful? He paid $2.3 billion in
Woo!
2014 to buy the
Mhm.
team. That's how much money Microsoft was making for him, right? And then starting next season, the team has become its own franchise. The Los Angeles Clippers will have their own stadium. They will no longer share a stadium with the Los Angeles Lakers starting next season.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to get all that in the series. So heads up and major kudos to Coach Tony for breaking it all the way down about the history behind what's going to be happening with Clipped. Let me
Right.
give you a heads up. So, in this limited series that's going to be coming on FX and Hulu the next day on June 7th, Alphonse Nicholson is going to be playing Chris Paul. Richard Somners is Clippers PR man Seth Burton. Clifton Davis as the NBA great Elgin Baylor.
Bailey.
Baylor.
Elgin Bailey.
Right. And of course, as we mentioned, the wife partner, it's going to be played by Jackie Weaver. Her name is Shelley. And then, of course, we have Lawrence Fishburne as Doc Rivers and as Donald Sterling, Ed O'Neill. This is going to be a power-packed series. If you have not checked it out, as we haven't gotten clearance to go ahead and play the actual full trailer, we're working on that right now. But Clipped, it's coming to FX and then streams the next day on Hulu. It's a limited series, about 5 to 7 episodes.
Val, you know what's going to be special about June?
We if you're gonna say Black Music Month, we're gonna have to breathe. What's so special about June?
Women
what?
Women, if you want to hang out with your man, June is gonna be it, because we got Power Book 2 Season 4 coming in June 6th, and we got Clipped coming the very next day. So they're going to be opposite days. So the month of June, all the brothers are going to be home watching TV. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Oh my gosh. How many of you guys are interested in seeing the episode clip? I'm just curious if you are. And I'm seeing the series clip. So let us know, and we definitely will be checking it out. But of course, now it's time to go to the movie screens of what's going to be coming out in June as well. I can't believe we're still doing this after 30 years and since the first one came out. I mean, I'm sitting here going, I was really excited about the one that came out in 2020, just before the pandemic. And of course, I'm talking about Bad Boys. This actually hit
Bad boy, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
I know. So of course, the duo is back and badder than ever. I'm sitting up here like, what is going on with it? And so I'm bringing it up right now. But I'm telling you guys, I saw the trailer for it. I even played it on a morning show that I do, Coach. And I was thinking, I don't know. Now here's the thing:
what kind of feedback did you get?
That's just it. I didn't get any kind of feedback for this coming out. Okay, thank you so very much. Bruce is already saying I definitely want to see Clip along with Bad Boys 4. Now, Bad Boys 4 is called Ride or Die. Okay, thank you so much for that.
And of course, got the right name. And what's up, Bella, baby? How you doing, girl? I'm glad. Thank you for checking in here on Interludes Talk on Tuesday with my girl Val Divorce and myself, Coach Tony. I appreciate you checking in. But Val,
but I don't know. But here's the thing: has the damage that Wills has done? Now we're talking 2 years ago. Is what has happened at the Oscars? Are we willing to play nicely and forgive him and go, okay, we're going to start watching you as an actor and enjoy you in the role that you made famous back in 1995, the remake again 2003, and then another remake that came in 2020. Are we? I
think it like this, Val.
How are we doing this?
If you got all the remixes of Fast and Furious, which was I think they're on episode 35, and you continue to make that extravagant. The one thing I told somebody asked me about this today, and they asked me what I think, about the whole situation. And
right.
do you know what my comment was, Val?
I'm afraid to ask, but I'm going to go ahead and do so. What was the comment?
I was in the middle of the road. Don't worry about it. You my sister. I was in the middle of the road. I said, the comment that came to me was, I'm not ready to see a sick Martin. I said, well, when did you get that information that Martin was sick? But if he is, that's something that's new to me. But did he put on a little weight? Yeah, most actors at that time do. They're getting older, whatever. But here's the one thing you won't fall short of: whether the movie doesn't live up to the other one, because we always comparing something to the original or the remake, right? The
Right.
only, now you tell me whether I'm right or I'm wrong, and I love this brother to death. The only remix of a remix of a remix of a master that has ever done great, all three of them, is Ice Cube in the Friday series. And we're waiting on, the last Friday of the month. That's all I'm waiting on, and I'm good with it. But on the Bad Boys, my comment was, whether you like or don't like the movie, the one thing you're going to be able to respect is the comedy in the movie, because you got two natural born comedians. So in that sense, you're going to get the comedy epilogues throughout the movie. And hopefully, they are still going to give you action like they did in the other ones. And if they can combine the two, because obviously, I don't know, Gabrielle Union was in one, and then they moved on. I don't know who's going to play the new this, the new that. I don't know what Mike Lowry going to be doing this time, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I it's going to be based because we found out from the last Bad Boy, which was the third one, was Mike Lowry. We found out that Will Smith's character had a kid, and with that having a kid, that he was avenging some things that happened, and so now the kid is back, and
Right.
there's some other things that are happening. And based on what I saw in the theater, what I saw in the I'm sorry, what I saw the trailer in the theater, and then I saw the trailer at home, and I was like, so how are they going to bring the kid back? The kid should be shipping off, going to prison, but he's
Right,
supposed
because the kid tried to kill him.
exactly. The kid tried to kill him, and the kid was successful in killing their boss,
Right.
played by Joe. And so anyway, so I'm sitting here going, yeah, how are you guys gonna bring this back? But of course, with any and all sequels, do you really need a strong storyline? You just want to put the familiar faces in there, and of course, to me, everyone has aged. I felt like the one that got released at the beginning of 2020 in January. I was like, okay, people still look like they're put together. They switched out the wife of Martin Lawrence's character to another actress.
Nah, they
I'm
can't
up.
do that.
I'm upset about that. I'm not happy about that. And then of course, they're okay, Marcus Burnett, that's Martin Lawrence's character. He is now dealing with his adult children who are married with kids now. And so to him being a pop, I think that was introduced in the last film. And so they're going to be expanding a little bit more on that, but not too much, because it's all about action and all about guns, all about them running from the law. Somewhere in the trailer you see the announcement of saying, okay, these two, Marcus Burnett and Mark Lowry, they're extremely dangerous. I'm like, what? Oh, please, y'all got it twisted. So anyway,
You know what we need a remix of? You know what we need another movie of?
what do we need another movie of?
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
What movie was this?
All about come on, Val. All about the Benjamins, Ice Cube, Mike Epps, Miami.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I
come
think I
on
think I
now.
know.
When he had the two white women in the store stealing like thieves. Come on now. The white women be stealing too. I'm just saying.
But anyway, if you guys have an interest in seeing a Bad Boys, it's coming to theaters on June 7th. So a lot of stuff is happening on June 7th. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of films that I'm interested in at this point, but it's okay, because I'm thinking, you know what? The small screen will not let me down. I'm going to see some new stuff, and it's going to be exciting. But But will you check out Bad Boys this fourth one? Because Bruce in the chat says he is interested in FX Eclipsed, and he's definitely interested in Bad Boys 4. What do you say?
Well, I think I'm gonna be with Bruce. I'm definitely interested in the clip because I
Okay.
really want to, after really understanding the baseline of that story, and then of course, affects one of the great ball players out of Chicago and Doc Rivers. I really want to understand behind the scenes. And then of course, obviously, we see that Steve Ballmer bought the team, and a decade later, 2014 to 2024, he's got the team on a roll. They're rolling right now. So I definitely would love to see that behind the scenes. As far as Bad Boys, I'm always going to be a Mark Lawson, a semi-Will fan. After that bullshit that Will pulled off, I don't even know. But I'm always a Martin fan, for one, and I'm always a Bad Boy series fan. So I would watch the movie just on that, on GP.
All right. Well, I guess it'll be fun to do this. We'll have you do the review of Bad Boys Ride or Die. How about that?
Right. Yeah. Hey, I told you. First of all, and let me give y'all some early things. When you go, and Val know and she understand the rules. Go, either you make it yourself or go pick it up. You need to take some chicken wings to the movie theater with you. You need to take you a couple of airplane shots. Probably, for me, it's bourbon. For you, it could be tequila, whatever, vodka. Take it in there to do good.
No.
And you chilling in the show because you're going to need a little something to get into the movie so that you can really understand exactly what they do. I'm just saying.
That is not what we need. That is not what should be happening.
I'm sorry. Val, I thought I was talking. I thought I was sleepwalking.
Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. Now, of course, one of the hottest series that started exactly 10 years ago was Power. What ended up happening with Power is that it ran a very strong 6 seasons. Every time the streaming network stars or the cable network stars would have Power come on, produced and created by Courtney Kemp and also executive produced by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Omari Hardwick was the lead actor in that. And then all of a sudden it became a Who Shot JR from Dallas, Who Shot Ghost. And of course, it created a Power universe. One of the spinoffs of that is Power Book 2 Ghost. It's running from 2020 to 2024, and it's now coming up to its fourth and final season. I'm so sad to see this.
10 years.
Yeah. Not this particular.
No. The Power series is coming up on 10 years under 50.
Okay, so let's do this. The Power verse, like the universe, like the Marvel, it has gone for 10 years. Now, the person that's been playing the same role for 10 years, who kind of grown into this role, not Michael Ealy, that would be Michael Rainey Jr. That's who he's looking at. Originated his role as James St. Patrick's son, Tariq, and something happened. If you guys haven't seen Power, I'm going to spoil the Power one, but I can't spoil Power Book 2. I'm not going to do that. But what's been fun is to see Michael Ealy come in now the 4th season. He came in the 3rd season or the 4th season. He's coming in.
So as we break this down,
break it down. There you go. What's happening?
So Tariq, well, first of all, let me rewind myself.
Okay, what you got?
I need to see if you agree with this or not. Who would have ever thunk a young Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Get Rich or Die Trying, would have been able to transcend from the rap hip-hop mogul to a phenomenal novel writer on screen? Did you see that coming?
Let me do this really quickly. If I'm in the business to make money and I know I want to eventually transition from rapping to acting and I see some of my contemporaries do it, I can act, but then let me see if I can produce. And I think the great thing that with Curtis joining with Courtney is that she's a great showrunner, and she's been running the at least the main Power Book series since 2014 when it premiered. And here's the thing. 50 fought for the actors, especially the four to five main actors of the first original series, for
Yes.
the salaries. Now, in the acting world, if you get paid, I don't know, 15, 20,000 an episode, unfortunately that's considered low. But by the time it got to the sixth series, I think Omari Hardwick was clearing six figures an episode. And so, but the funny thing is that 50 had to fight for that. And his
Sure.
character, and he had a character, Kanan, that was kind of interweaving into the storyline in and out. And of
Sure.
course, a part of that Power Book series, we have the spinoff, the prequel, Power, the
Right.
Kanan series. So
And that's a
here's the
good thing. If
thing.
you ain't watching that Canaan series, you sleeping. A lot of people haven't
Exactly.
watched it. You sleeping. Now on this book, this Power Book right here, the last season is coming up. Here's
Mhm.
what a lot of people may not catch. If you're a Power fan, you understand that Ghost and Tommy, white brother, black brother, in the mix together with 50 Cent, was one of the guys that was supposed to run with the crew, but got caught up, had to do some time in the yard, right?
Mhm.
Or back in the days, me and you grew up, oh, he just down south for a while, right?
That was code for what was
Right,
happening. But
right.
yeah, but
Like,
but the
like
but the great
what Uncle Penny had? Oh, he went down south for a
he
while. He'll
went
be
down
back
south for a little bit.
he'll be
He'll
back in
be
about
he'll be
5
back.
to 10. Right. So when you look at that, the last series with Michael Rainey as Tariq and his boy playing Brayden and
Braden,
Gianni
yeah.
Poppio,
Mhm.
they are Tommy and Ghost
They
all
are.
over in a new series that's for the younger audience to capture that crowd. No different than Tommy and Ghost and captured us when they came out a decade or so ago. So,
Quick question, did you know that the guy that plays Tommy, Joseph Sciorra, he's from Chicago?
oh, I already knew that from Scadet. Why do you think he took his series back to the house? Come on now, Val. You know, I knew that. Well, I know that. I know that like I know my birthday. Come on now.
But here's
But
the thing, Coach. Let's come to Power Book 2. What made this series watchable for you? Because Tyreek's character in the original series was like nails on a chalkboard. I wanted to reach through the screen and choke him out, but he got a spinoff. He got his own show. What made this show made it absolutely watchable for you?
well, me growing up in Chicago, been around a couple of things in my life, you know, looking at a couple of stuff. And the realness that 50 made this show to real life. And when you had a kid that is able to pull a trigger and shoot his old man and basically run his uncle out of town and become the new drug kingpin of a city. We're not talking about, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're talking about New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, I think myself, along with everybody else, was like, wait a minute. Okay, he just popped his old man, got his mama running from the feds with a new name with his sister. Grandmama's sick because everybody love Angie, right? You don't know about all my children. You better go back and Google. But
Debbie Morgan plays the grandmother. Yeah.
man,
Mm-hmm.
love Angie. You know, Angie and Jesse was the shit when it was back in all my days. Val, you remember
All
that?
right. All right.
So
All right.
when you're looking at that and you're looking at this, it captured me because I wanted to know okay, how is 50 going to write this next chapter of this epilogue? How is he going to write the next chapter, making the young kid the new gangster? And not only was he going to make the young kid the new gangsters, how is he going to be able to make the young kid the new gangster who was just not going to college and be respected? And the dude walk around preppy because he got paper, he clean. Every show he super duper clean. But if you turn against him, you could be gone. So when I saw that, Val, I was like, that's kind of interesting. And it brought me to season, to book 2. And then I started watching book 2. And then when Kanan spent off, people were like, man, I don't like Kanan. But then when you got into Kanan, if you were once again, as I mentioned, if you were a Get Rich or Die Trying fan, right? Did you see that movie?
I did. That's
So
when
if
I
you
knew
were
that 50 was a good actor.
right, so if you've seen Get Rich or Die Trying, you had to watch Kanan because Kanan is the growing up of Get Rich or Die Trying. The only difference is that I have to, where the gray line is for that for me is in the movie, he portrays his mama as this gangster, right? But didn't know his old man lived with his grandparents. But in the series, Kanan series, there's no grandmother. He haven't gotten to that. It's all about his mother being a super gangster. So it's another side of the story. So it's very interesting. And I'm loving what 50 is doing right now. And he's giving
So
people jobs. Do you know, Val, that
yeah, yeah,
Mary
yeah.
J. Blige says she is no longer going to go on tour and sing. She is now going to open the acting door up because 50 showed her a different way. So the last concert, like I think last year, will be the last concert. She's going to do one more concert as a tour, a farewell tour, and she's going strictly into the movie industry.
So the one thing that I'm gonna say about this is that um, when you are able to create a series and then on top of it multiple things, and now we're talking in the lane of Chandra Rhimes, in the lane
Right?
of a Dick Wolf, in the
Yeah.
lane of I'm trying to think of some other folks that have literally created universes like the Chicago, PD, the Chicago MD, those that
NCIS,
series, and then
the
and of course
NCIS series,
NCIS series. You have the Law and
New
Order
York,
series,
the New York series with the
the New
police.
York series, exactly. So when you have that, you're able to create these jobs. And here's the thing. Um, 50 even joked around about when Empire was very popular.
Right.
And what I found very fascinating when we were talking about The Color Purple when it was released, and of
Yes.
course, Taraji P. Henson talked about the pay disparity. 50
Hmm.
Cent was reached out via
Yeah.
social
Exactly.
media and was saying, if I would not mind getting a job or giving a job to Taraji and paying her worth. And see, the funny
That's
thing
coming though,
is,
Val.
and the funny thing is, like I said before, he fought for the actors in the original series of Power to get their worth, threatening stars not once, not twice, but 3 times to say, look, pay them what you would pay the other actors, because literally your subscriptions go through the roof when we come every summer
Exactly.
since 2014. And so now they're saying that one of the reasons why this show is being canceled is because it's becoming too expensive. They shoot in New York. And one thing that I can say about anything that's shot in New York, a lot of times things are shot in Toronto to make it look like New York or other
Yep.
places. But when you shoot it in New York, it supposedly it's expensive. So they're
Well, did
saying
you
that
not
now.
notice some part of this movie was shot in, most of it was shot, the majority of Empire was shot in Chicago.
Exactly. It was not shot in New York. It was shot in, but that's how they kept part of the cost low. But it's been phenomenal for this young man who has been acting, and I'm talking about Michael Rainey Jr., who's on the screen right now. He has been acting since he's been about 2 or 3 years old. Who was in episode? He was in what was the show Barbershop? He
Yep.
played Ice Cube's son. He was in a movie with Common. That, like, there was a lot of films that he has been in. So he's been playing this role since he was about 10 or 11 years old. I think so. Maybe a little bit younger, I believe. But 2014, that's he was, he was a child actor, and now he's the main character. So they're going to be premiering Power in two parts. This is the last season. Oh my gosh.
And
Lori,
did you hear what 50 after this?
oh,
Did you hear what 50 is going to do, Val?
what's he going to do with that?
So after you got the first one coming out June 6th, and the next one's coming out Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got two questions for you, then I'm gonna give you one. But
Okay.
the one thing that 50 is going to do is, you just hit it on the head, but you just didn't finish the sentence out, and that is with Taraji and Terrence. He is bringing them into the new Power show. So supposedly he's supposed to be writing a new show with them and bringing himself, Tommy, and Ghost back together. Now they're supposed to have another series where they're going to go back as kids when they all three of them got together and start, doing on the street thing. The question I got for you in the book 2, the last season, because obviously it won't happen in summer, it'll happen in the fall. Will you see Tariq dying off the show? Will you see Tariq going to jail off the show? Or will you see Tariq going into the afterlife like Tommy did? Remember when the last show of Power, when Ghost got killed, Tommy packed his shit up. He said, I'm out. He went to L.A. And he was gone. And then he showed back up in Chicago with his own show. You know what I'm saying? So will you see Tariq? Because I don't think that 50 is going to kill this kid off that he can't bring him back. Now, he's going to probably kill off, Kane. He'll probably kill off maybe Method Man, because Method Man's snapping too. Because everybody got guns in this nation. He may kill off Monique, Blanca, the young girl. He may kill off Noma, because Noma's supposed to fall in love with him in this series, but she's been trying to kill him and do some things. He may kill off Ana, and then Drew been trying to kill him anyway. So I think Drew may be one of the first 1 or 2 characters going, in my personal opinion. And then Diana. Does he fall in love with her, or does he go back and fall in love with Effie? Because he'd fight between both of them as his love. And so you got to understand that.
So it can go in any different ways. I recently saw a TikTok with Amari Hartwick, who originated the James St. Patrick Ghost character. And he said that he's very happy about what has been spun off from the original series Power, which went 6 seasons. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that usually the episodes for Power is anywhere from 8 to 10 episodes. It's never more than 8 to 10 episodes.
8 to 10.
The sixth season went about 3 or 4 episodes longer, because their reaccounting of who shot Ghost. And what they were doing, and this was 50 kind of explaining along with Courtney, they were testing to see who had the most ratings. And whichever one of those in the last 6 season had the most folks watching it or most interest in it, then those would be the ones that would have a spinoff. But it was already 50 had already said, I am going to do a prequel for Kanan. So that's one. We have something for Tommy. We have something for the kid. And then, of course, Origins. What were you going to say? I'm so sorry.
No. You're right on point. And I was just going to add to what you were saying. What came after that? Right after Ghost, what happened in the country?
Pandemic?
Bingo. The pandemic happened. And then after the pandemic happened, we got over the pandemic. Then what happened in the movie industry?
We had a strike.
Bingo. And who is the only series that never stopped doing the strike?
That would be the Power series.
And you know why? Because 50 Cent said what he does is what you just mentioned. His shows are only 8 to 10 weeks long. And he recorded 2 years, because he's got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 series between Kanan, BMF. Don't forget about BMF.
Right,
BMF,
that one.
ridiculous. Then you got the Tariq series, then you had the Ghost series. So, and what he's doing if you count the numbers, every 8 to 10 weeks. So that's 2.5 months, 2.5, 3 months. Then he takes off, then he brings another one. So by the time he runs 1 year, he's only through his first season of what he's already produced. So he figured that if there's ever a strike or anything goes on, he has 2 years worth of film takes. And there's never going to probably be a strike in history that lasts 24 months or better. And so that was genius. And so while you're at home and you're mad about everything else because there's quote unquote no new series, Power takes off and everything you're watching is a new series.
Because he shot everything. And I think because he was on the producer side of things, he knew what to kind of prep for. In the same way that Tom Cruise did a whole earlier release of the Mission Impossible thing just before the actors went on strike, because he knew eventually the actors were going to join the writers. That's what happened back in 2023. But like we said earlier, Ghost Power Book 2 is coming. We got the first part starts June 7th, and then the second part starts September 6th. It's going to be fun to see what those origins are going to do. And thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for saying it gets a new spinoff. There's a Ghost and Tommy focused prequel. One of our former guests is here. It's Akasa, Miss Amazing. She's here. Hey,
Miss Amazing. Hey, I think she coming like Kanye West. Say, it's amazing. So exactly. Amazing. Yeah.
And then one of my friends out of Brooklyn, Janelle, she says The Bear is also back for season 3. Another show that's going to be. Yeah, I love The Bear. It's shot in Chicago. I think it's cool.
To try to get into The Bear, and I got to watch it, Val. I just hadn't had a chance, and I will. But I've been so busy and just pumped up to get the 50 series in. And I think that I'm going to reach out to 50 about my mans in them. I think that if I'm going to be able to put it out, I think that 50 will be able to put it out and make sense of what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, it's coming.
Well, as Y said earlier in the show, he says, yeah, Coach Tony and my man in them is going to be a #1 bestseller. Good Lord.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to have you. Hey, you're going to be right next to me, girl. When hey, in the words of Martin told Cole, when I blow up, you blow up. Boom.
Oh my gosh. Well, the playoffs is happening right now, Coach. And I'm just saying, if you want more details about what's going on with our basketball season, definitely check out the Pull Up Podcast. But your prediction for who will be in the NBA Finals, Coach, what do you say?
Well, first of all, I got to make my tremendous statement is for promotional purposes only.
Always,
obviously on the east side of the house, I still, Val, think that no one's going to catch Boston. I think they're the team to beat. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is playing, Al Horford and the guys are playing too well right now. And I think Boston comes out of the series. They're hungry right now. Jason Tatum's struggling and Boston is still winning. They got Cleveland down 3-1. Probably going to close that series out. The series, to me, is in the West. I think you have 1 of 3 teams can come out of the West. One being with SGA in Oklahoma. They are playing great. They beat the Dallas Mavericks last night to go up in that series. If the Mavericks can come back, that'd be a hard one to do. But I think Oklahoma wins that and moves on. And then you got the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I was checking out that game, man. Man, oh man.
To me, that is the NBA Finals right now because you got you got 4 guys in that series between 7'1" and 7'5", got Val. 7'1" and 7'5". And they're playing very well. And then you got my boy Anthony Edwards is ridiculous. And he's doing his thing. So I think whoever wins the Minnesota and Denver series, I think goes on to the NBA Finals versus Boston.
And you say Boston is definitely going to be in there.
Boston is definitely coming from the East. Boston will represent the East, and it'll be between Minnesota, Denver, and Oklahoma Thunder to represent the West.
Okay, well then that's what he says, and as we always say, for promotional purposes only. We cannot allow. We don't want you making no bets or whatever. And of course, if you want more of this insight, and of course, we got the Pull Up Podcast Show with your man, my man's in them. That
My
is
man's in there. You
Coach,
got with your
Coach
man's
Tony.
in there, man. That's right. You got to pull up. Hey, if you guys need to tune in, I want to thank, just a special thank to my homeboy, Travis McAveen, and brought Coach Jonathan Reed on. What a hell of a show last night, talking about, everything of these young guys that want, speaking of basketball, these young guys that are trying to make it. They are, again, if you have not or you didn't get an opportunity to listen to the show, you want to go in and check out the show because they give the website address to the Caribbean Basketball League at cblhoops.net, cblhoops.net, for those guys that are interested in trying to elongate their careers. So if you're coming out of college and you think you still got an opportunity, go down to the island and shake your rump and see if you can make it happen in some 90-degree weather. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful on the islands. Kick it with my minds in there. You know?
so
Great stuff.
so Kevin has captured what you said, so we now can have it officially recorded. Coach Tony believes that the Boston Celtics will be the Eastern Conference champs, and the Western Conference champs will be between the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. So that sounds phenomenal. So Boston, you say, is going to be in like Flynn representing the East. Okay.
I think that for promotional purpose only, if you just go take a small little donation of $100 and you go out there and put it on there, then I think you could be able to get a couple of either mortgage payment or car payments completed.
Oh my gosh. And, oh my gosh. And one of the series that I'm going to be checking out, and I want to make sure that I'd say this publicly. A lot of people are like, well, Val, how come you have never checked out The Chosen? Well, I'm checking it out now. The Chosen.
One more too, pal.
Yeah. What else? What's another one?
You got to check out Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer? What network is that one on?
It's off Netflix. My guy had me watch that. I started watching bits and pieces of it, and I started going crazy. He got me into watching it. This is a true story based on a woman being a stalker, which is unusual.
Very weird.
And she ended up going to prison for it. So this is a movie that there's no downtime, meaning that it is every episode. It's only 7 episodes, and every episode is exciting. Baby Reindeer.
Okay. So I'm going to be checking out The Chosen and covering it definitely necessarily for here, but also the podcast series. So I definitely want to check that out because a lot of people have done movies like The Passion of the Christ regarding around the Christian faith, but I've been hearing some good things about The Chosen, and I've started watching it. So I'm going to let you all know that I'm going to be checking that out. Now, A DJ Saved My Life. Our show is brought to you by that. And of course, if you'd like to go ahead and pick up a copy, it will be released very soon. You can scan the QR code. And of course, if you're interested in starting a podcast, the ABCs of podcasting is with that. So thank you so very much for everyone who has purchased an ebook, and I'm telling you, the book reveal cover, it's coming. And of course, if you'd like to learn a little bit more or to see some behind the scenes with me and Coach, check us out on our patreon.com/interludes, man, oh man. And of course, coming to another situation, a close to another great episode of Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays. My man's in them. Yeah.
Val, you got to figure out we talking about how DJ saved your life. I'm waiting for that, but we got to be able to drop the instrumental or something, how about DJ saved my life? You know what I'm saying? Baby, we got to put out to the, we got to get the peoples what they want. You know what I'm saying? Because my man's and them going to get the peoples what they want. You feel me?
I
So
don't necessarily know. I think Wise has hyped you up and said it's going to be a #1 bestseller, but this book has not even been written yet. You just keep
hey,
talking. And
and
Tina
that
Michelle, thank
and
you so much for the
and
love. Oh
that's
my
why,
gosh.
hey Val, and that's why he's a wise man. You see
Oh
what I'm
my,
saying? That's
oh
why
my.
wise is wise. Because he's a wise brother. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I'm just saying, last night a DJ saved my life. Make sure you get that book. And it started the trilogies of that and learn how Val got an opportunity to do the things we do. And you're going to be able to learn a couple of things for yourself. And more importantly, continue to check out Interludes Talk on Tuesday with my girl right here, Val, the boys, and of course, the one and only Coach Tony. And make sure you share this, you like us, and you do more than anything, subscribe to the show, because we're just continuing to knock down them doors. We don't push it down, we're going to kick it in.
On behalf of myself and Coach Tony, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.